Assignment 1, Wireless Network Technologies. This is table of content. Explain the important function of ISO OSI 7 layers. There are the 7 layers, ISO OSI 7 layer, the application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, the data link layer, and the physical layer. The application layer provides the network services to the client with the data. Example HTTP, SMTP, FTP. The sixth layer of the presentation layer. It converting the data from one format to the another. Example, when you order something from online, the transaction happen secure transmission. It means it transmits encrypted data to the presentation layer. Second layer of fifth layer support to the multiple type of connection and it is responsible for the control important session. Transport layer. It provides to end-to-end communication service for the application. This layer coordinate data transfer, error recovery and flow control between hosts. This service provided by TCP and UDP protocol. Network layer is responsible for the data routing, forwarding and addressing. The layer sent to the data correct destination on outgoing transmission and receive the incoming transmission. This layer also manages the mapping between logical address and physical address and IP address. The data link layer is responsible for the node-to-node data transfer and error detection and error correction. This layer also manages MAC address. It divides into the logical link control and the MAC address control. The physical layer is responsible for the physical connection between devices. The function of this layer synchronization and transmission over the physical medium. Technologies fiber optics and Wi-Fi. Explain the TCP/IP model. TCP/IP model divided into the four layers: application layer, transport layer, network layer, and data link layer. Application layer is top of the model is TCP/IP layer. It close to the user. Protocols such as HTTP, FTP, SMTP, and DNS. The transport layer is responsible for the maintain the end-to-end communication across the network. It communication between host and provide the flow control, multiplexing and reliability. The network layer is responsible for the sending data packet from network and control the across the network, ensure the reach the destination. The data link layer define how data sent handle the physical act of the sending and receiving the data between physical devices or application or over the network. The, the transmission devices are computers, device drivers, Ethernet cable and network interface card. What is the difference of data and signal? Data can make many forms including number, text, video and audio. It stores the computer system and it stores binary ones and zeros. Example, sound waves of the voice. Effect of the signal as noise and attenuation. The signal can be electrical, electromagnetic or optical. Example, phone wire or radio waves sent to the tower. Difference between analog signal and digital signal. Analog signal represent continuous signal and digital signal represent the discrete signal. Analog signal require the more bandwidth and digital signal require the less bandwidth and require the complex processing for the manipulation of the analog signal and digital signal process is the easily. Example of analog signal, analog audio signal, analog radio waves and human voice. Example of digital signal, digital audio signal and digital data stream and computers. Noise. Noise is unwanted electrical signal. It happens random movement of electrons. Noise mainly affected by due to the atmospheric water vapor. Another way of the new noise affected by galactic noise because of the unwanted electromagnetic waves. Attenuation. Attenuation refers to loss in signal strength when signal transmission from sender and receiver. It happens both analog and digital signal. It measures the decibel. Distortion is described as interruption of transmitted signal that cause the unclear reception. It is commonly found in the sound generated or received by the computer, video, and data cables. We can mitigate distortion when employing error correction technique using higher quality components and optimized signal processing algorithm. What is the error of the digital signals? Cause of digital signal error is the alternation of one or more bits due to the noise, attenuation and distortion. There is the three signal bit error. Three bit errors. Signal bit error, multiple bit error and burst error. Explain decibel with example. Decibel is logarithmic unit. It is used to measure the sound level. It is widely used electronic signals and communications. It also described as ratio. Example, the ratio may be power, sound pressure, and voltage or intensity. Example, decibel, 40 dB acquired library, 60 dB normally conversation, 90 dB loud blender, 140 dB jet engine takeoff. Explain ASK, FSK, PSK and QAM. ASK means amplitude shift gain. It is type of amplitude modulation. It represents the binary data in the form of variation amplitude signal. Frequency shift key or FSK is the digital modulation technique. It represents by changing the frequency of the carrier signal. And PSK or phase shift key. It is the carrier signal phase changed according to the input digital signal. It is widely used in the for wireless LAN, biometric and Bluetooth communication. QAM. This is combination of ASK and PSK. Explain FDM, TDM of DM or FDM. The FDM technique uses the combine multiple signal into the one signal and transmit the over the communication channel. This technique mainly uses radio broadcasting and cable TV. TDB or time division multiplexing is technique. It is multiple signals are combined, transmit over one after another on the same location channel. It is advance of the FDM technique or FDM. It uses multitude of the transmit and receive the send the information on different frequency or level. Example, Wi-Fi 5G. Explain FDD and TDD. TDD means communication using one frequency send and frequency to send and receive the information. This package separated by small amount of time. FDD means communication that use two frequencies to send and receive information. Explain about antennas. Antenna. Antenna is device that use the transmit or receive the electromagnetic signal such as radio waves. It converts electronic signal into the electromagnetic waves and vice versa.